Hi Movement family, I'm Nikki and welcome to today's practice. Today is a nice hippie and glute slow flow that's meant to be done lying down. So roll out your yoga mat and let's get started. We're going to bring ourselves to a reclined position. As I just mentioned, feet can be in the floor, hands can be on the belly. Let's start by taking a few deep breaths here. Noticing the breath as it moves in and out of the nose. Maybe you feel the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe you notice movement in the ribs or the chest. There's no need to force any part of your practice today. Just simply acknowledging how you're showing up onto your yoga mat. 3 more breaths here. Wonderful. Last one. Now from here, if you would like, your hands can stay on the belly or the hands can open up in a T shape with the body. We'll have the feet as wide as the hips as we sway the hips side to side, dropping the knees to each side of the yoga mat. Maybe there's some cracking, popping today. Maybe it feels really, really good to press the knees as low as they can go, or maybe today a softer, gentler practice is what you have in store for yourself. No right or wrong, just exploring the breath and exploring the body. We'll be here a few more times each side. Maybe as you progress, it feels nice to try and drop the knees a little lower, or maybe you realize, quite a bit of stiffness already. Today's practice will be soft. Last one each side. Wonderful. From here, we'll stop and pause in the center. The right foot will be in the floor. We'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Option to stay here. If this is your practice today, that's a beautiful place to stop and hold and breathe. If you want to explore a little bit more, you can draw the right knee into the chest, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh. The right heel can hang out, or you can kick your right foot up towards the ceiling. Either way, you might choose to rotate the right ankle and wiggle the toes. Wonderful. You can always use your left elbow to push open the left knee. We'll be here one more breath. We'll drop the right foot down to the glute. Release the hands, opening up the arms in a T shape. Drop the right foot to the floor, and then maintaining this figure 4 shape, let's drop the left foot to the right side of our yoga mat. It might feel nice to push your left knee away from your face. So towards the back end of your yoga mat, you might notice a really big opening in that front part of the left hip. Holding and breathing here, 3 breaths. Last one. From here, keeping that figure 4 shape, let's return back to center. From here, we're going to walk the right foot out to the right side, dropping the knee down in the center, using the weight of the left leg to push the right knee down. Holding here, 3 breaths. More or less, the right hip and knee are in a line, and then the ankle and foot and right knee are in a line. Holding and breathing, 1 more breath. This one can be a very, very big, intense stretch. Told you it's all about hips and glutes today. When you're ready, slowly release the left foot onto the floor. Then walk your right foot back into the center. From here, we'll walk the right foot underneath the left leg. Grabbing onto the foot with the left hand, we'll drop the right knee open. Another kind of big stretch, big opening on the muscles of the right leg. Option to stay and breathe here. Option to hug the left knee into the chest and maybe pull in with the right hand. 3 breaths here. Last one, you've got this. And then we'll drop the left foot, open up the arms, and unpretzel the right leg from underneath the left. Readjust the hips so the pelvis is comfortable on the floor, and then you have the choice. The choice to cross the right ankle over the left. The choice to stay here, hold, and breathe. This can be just as nice of a hip opener as it is when you pull the leg in. So know that you do not need to push yourself any further if you choose not to. Maybe you hug the left knee into the chest, interlacing the hands behind the left thigh. Maybe the left ankle hangs out this time, or maybe you straighten out the leg. Maybe you move between both shapes. Always option to press open the right knee with the right elbow. We'll be here a few more breaths. Finding comfort, finding stretch and ease. With the last breath, we'll drop the left ankle towards the glutes. Release the hands in a T shape with the body. Left foot is in the floor. Then we'll drop the right foot to the left side of the room, pushing the right knee open. Nice. Holding and breathing here. Pretty big stretch you might be noticing. Please feel free to make adjustments. Last breath. And as you feel ready, return back into the center, left foot in the floor. Start to heel toe the left foot out to the left side of the room, dropping the knee down on the inside, using the weight of the right leg to push the left leg down. If that weight feels like too much, just drop the right foot to the floor next to you and stay and hold here. Remembering this practice is this exploration of effort and ease. Finding that stretching sensation, but in a way that feels sustainable for your body today. We'll be here a few more breaths. Last one. To come out of this pose, right foot finds the floor, and then slowly walk the left foot in. Keep walking the left foot underneath the right leg, towards the right hip, dropping the left knee open, grabbing onto the foot if it's there. If it's not, don't worry about it. You can always just have your foot there. And then holding and breathing. Option to stay here, option to hug the right knee in, grabbing on with the left hand. Last few breaths. Breathing into the space that we're creating. And then when you're ready, left foot returns to the floor. Open up the arms in a T shape, unpress the legs, and this time we'll extend the legs nice and long, but wider than the mat. So we're going to take like a starfish pose, okay? So arms aren't in a T shape, they're a little bit lower now. We're going to take 3 last little stretches on each side. Starting with the left leg, what we'll do is as we inhale, we'll lift up the left leg. Send it all the way up and over towards the right side. First, keeping the pelvis flat in the floor. And then as you exhale, return back. 4 more times. Inhale, reach. Maybe this time the pelvis lifts up a little bit as you lift the left hip. And then return. 3. Maybe this time you go all the way for a little toe tap. If you don't want to, you can always stay hanging. Kicking the left leg up high and then dropping it down. Last 2. Getting into the hips. This is requiring a little bit more strength this time around. We did a lot of passive stretches already. And finishing up your last one. I know before I said 3 and then we did 5. You can always do 3, especially if you're feeling a little bit more low energy today. Before we take the other side, make sure your pelvis is flat and you feel nice and neutral. And then take your 5 on the right side. Lifting up the right leg. First, keeping the pelvis flat, so maybe not crossing over too far. And then returning. And then this time, maybe going a little bit further, noticing a slight lift up the right hip. And then back. And then up and over. Maybe touching the wall. Depending on what you have to the left side of the room. We've got 2 more. And then the last one. Maybe going for that full twist. Right hip stacked on top of the left. And then all the way back. From here, we'll hug both knees into the chest. We'll give ourselves a really big, nice, tight squeeze. Forehead coming all the way up to the knees. Swaying side to side, a slight compression in the hips. And then when you're ready, roll over to your right side. Press yourself up into a seated position and come on up into Sukhasana, easy seat, as we close our practice. Hands can be on the knees, up or down. Hands can be at the heart. Eyes can be closed as we wrap up our practice with 3 deep breaths. Breathing into the hip space, breathing all the way down. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and a big sigh out. 2 more times. Take it all in. Let it all go. Last one. Sigh it out. Beautiful. Movement family, I would like to say thank you for joining me in today's brief hip and glute practice. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you next time.